Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's good to be here again talking to you guys. In my last video that I did a story time, I talked about genotype, but then I was just giving you like my experience with my genotype and relationship. But today I decided to do a video to properly inform you guys about the little things that I know about genotype. So let's get started. Now, a lot of people don't know what genotype is. It will surprise you to know that yes, a lot of people don't know what genotype is. A lot of people that I know don't even know their genotype and don't even want to know their genotype because they are scared, especially when I tell them my experience. They're like, no, sis, I don't want to know, which is very dangerous. So I have a definition here from Google. Credits to Google. Genotype can be simply defined as the genetic constitution of an individual organism. That is, your genes. What kind of genes do you carry? And there are different types of genotype. I'm going to put a chart here, somewhere here, to show you the different kinds of genotype, or probably when I'm talking about genotype and compatibility, I'll put that here so you can see. So we have different kinds of genotype. We have the AA genotype, we have the AS genotype, we have the SS genotype, we have the SC genotype, and all these genotypes have their advantages and disadvantages, and nobody can control what kind of genotype they carry. It is controlled by God. I'm a Christian, so I believe it's controlled by God. So nobody knows how it comes about, but you can predict your genotype. If you know your genotype and your partner knows their genotype, you can predict what your genotype your children are going to have, but you cannot control if what genotype they will have, what your first child will have, your second child will have. It's just totally biology. So let's now talk about the different genotypes that we have. So we have the AA genotype. The AA genotype, the advantage of being AA is that there is no restriction as to your compatibility with other genotypes. Like, you can reproduce with any other genotype and you'll be fine, and you'll give birth to children that are perfectly fine. So somebody with AA can get married to somebody who is AS, who can get married to AA, can get married to SC, can get married to somebody with any other kind of genotype. But the disadvantage of being AA is that they easily get attacked by malaria. Like, their immune system, I don't know, their blood is not just strong enough to withstand malaria, especially the falciparum. Malaria falciparum attacks them very well because that parasite actually feeds on oxygen, and the AA, somebody with AA has a lot of oxygen in their system, of course, because of the hemoglobin. Their hemoglobin combines with the oxygen in your system, and that parasite actually feeds on that oxygen, so it actually just weighs down. In fact, if you see people with I'm not laughing, but if you see people with AA, when they have malaria, you think it's like the end of the world has come. Like, it breaks them down totally. So that's one disadvantage of having the AA genotype. Aside that, you're fine, you're strong, you're cool, you can just be balling, marrying whoever it is you want to marry, dating whoever it is you want to date, having kids without having fear of them being sick or anything, so it's cool. Now, the second genotype I want to talk about is the AS genotype. I'm AS from my story time. If you've not watched my story time, please try to watch my story time so you can at least get an idea of what I was talking about at the beginning of this video. I'm AS, so the advantage of being AS is that, unlike the AA, we have the sickle trait in our blood, but not totally. It's a combination of A and a combination of the S. That's the sickle cell trait. So we can withstand malaria better than people with AA. I'm not saying that we don't get malaria. I don't get malaria often. I can go for a whole year without treating malaria at all. Yeah, so we can withstand malaria because of the nature of our blood. I'm not a biologist or what they call them, a doctor or whatever, so I can't really explain. I'm just giving you like general idea that I have about this. So people with the AS, the advantage of being AS is that you can withstand malaria better than somebody with AA. And then the disadvantage of being AS is that getting married and reproducing, you are restricted. Like, you cannot get married to somebody who has SS. You cannot get married to somebody SS genotype. You cannot get married to somebody who is AS like yourself. You cannot get married to somebody who is SC, because when you reproduce, you are definitely going to bring an offspring that has the SS genotype. And you know that thing we do in biology where you do your crossing, you have the A here and you have the AS here and the AS here, and then you cross the first time, you get AA, you cross the second time, you get AS, you cross the third time, you get, I think, AS again, and then you get the SS. It doesn't happen like that. Like, all your kids can be SS. You might even end up not having SS. Or you might have one SS, and it doesn't give you warning. That thing we do in biology, it doesn't always happen like that. It might be the last child, it might be the first child, it might be the second child. You might have 3 children SS, so why go through the stress, you know? So being AS, it limits your chance, it limits you the number. What am I saying? Being AS kind of like limits you when it comes to choosing a life partner, so you have to be very, very careful. Then the advantage, okay, I think I already said the advantage of being more resistant to malaria compared to somebody who has the AA gene. And it's the same thing for somebody with SC. AS and SC are similar, but instead of having the A gene, they have C. So combination of the sickle trait and the C gene, that's for SC. So it's similar, it's the same thing. If you have SC, you cannot marry somebody with SC. If you have SC, you cannot marry somebody with SC, somebody with AS, somebody with SS, nah. Then if you have the SS gene, that is, you have complete sickle cell gene, I don't really think, okay, yeah, there's an advantage. Yes, the advantage to it is you find out that they are exceptionally good up here. Like, they are very, very brilliant. They are sharp. They are smart. In the class, I think it's very difficult to beat somebody who is SS. They are, I don't know, I think God just did that at least to make them feel happy and to make them feel loved. Like, they are very, very brilliant. And aside that, I don't think there's any advantage at all to being SS. I'm not trying to say this, I don't mean this in the wrong way, but it's just the truth. Somebody with the SS gene, like, their enemy is malaria. Like, they can die of malaria, they can die of their blood clotting. I think they normally have pains around their joints, especially when blood clots, and if it comes to their lungs, I think it gives them problem. I don't really, if you want to know more about the sickle cell anemia, you should watch Fairy by Sisi Ope. Her name is Fairy by Sisi Ope. You should watch her YouTube channel. She's SS and she spoke a lot. I mean, that video was just I cried. It was just so touching. She explained everything about being SS. I can't explain because I'm not SS and I really don't know much about. I know that they have crises, they go through crises, malaria affects them, but she shared a whole lot on it, a lot of things that I didn't even know about. So having the SS gene, the only person you are advised to marry is somebody with AA. That is it. That is your best bet. You cannot marry somebody with AS because, of course, you guys are going to give birth to more children with the sickle gene, and you cannot marry somebody with SS, which is even totally worse. So that's it for the different types of genotype that we have. So I'm going to put a chart here. I think I would have put it while I was talking about for compatibility, genotype and compatibility for the different kinds of genotype, who and who you can marry, who and who you cannot marry. And so that's it. If you have any questions, you can go to Google and Google it. Then you can also ask me and I would answer you as best as I can. So the best thing to do would be to please check your genotype, know your genotype before you get too serious with anybody. And then knowing your genotype also helps you know how to take care of yourself. I can be very careless with myself like I am because I know that I'm not saying I'll just expose myself to the mosquitoes, but I know that I can resist. My body is resistant a bit to malaria compared to somebody with the AA gene. And if you do decide to, like in terms of marriage now, if you do decide to get married, if you're AS and you decide to get married with somebody with AS, please make sure that, I think I'll do that in my next video, the possible options that you have that you can take if you guys decide to go through with marriage, and I'm going to stay with this person regardless, no matter what. That will be in my next video. But in case you guys decide to do that, please do your research a lot. Make sure it is what you really want to do, because it's not easy, you know, because it's not easy giving birth to a child that you know you can lose anytime. Anything can happen to that child, and it's not easy watching somebody go through so much pain that you cannot do anything. Your money cannot stop it. Your tears cannot stop it. Your hugs, your kisses, drugs, nothing can just help this person. So please make sure you do your research well before you decide to end up, you know, before you decide to marry somebody with the AS gene. I hope somebody out there was educated by this video. I hope you guys found this video interesting. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, share this with somebody. Of course, there are so many people that need to hear this. Share this with your friends, your family, and everybody. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.